right before I drive away to forget. Why do I give a damn after everything we said up? G'day guys, Chaos Chronicles. Alright, so today I thought we'd do a video on, making threats and, empty threats and making threats to the wrong people and what can happen if you make threats to the wrong people. Alright, so it's a little bit of a war story mixed in here. So this was just before I went to prison on my big one. So somewhere in the 6 to 12 months before that. And I was seeing this girl whose ex-boyfriend was in prison when I started seeing her. Now I'd never heard of this guy before, but anyway, this girl's ex-boyfriend was in prison, and this girl that I'm talking about. So when I actually got arrested at the hotel for my big one, when the SWAT team come and got me in Melbourne, the girl that I got arrested with, that was her. And she actually done 11 months for me. She, in the interview, they said to her, "We will let you out today if you snitch on me, like on me." And she said, "No, I'm not going to do it." And she ended up doing 11 months, that poor girl. And shout outs to you. You know who you are. What a legend you are for doing that. And she didn't give me up. But so anyway, I'm actually on the run at this time. The last video that I'd done on when I got jumped by 5 or 6 people and I ended up in prison. So I was actually, I got bail on that, as I told you guys. And I ended up going on the run, and then they caught me and I went down on my big one, But I was actually on the run when I was seeing this chick. And I actually met her through one of my mates who's actually dead now. Rest in peace, Frankie Waghorn. And so anyway, he actually died at her house, to be honest. And while I was in jail too, the poor bugger. But anyway, I'm on the run, and I've got this house that nobody knows where this house is. Like, just nobody knows where it is. I'm on the run. Everyone's thinking that I'm in another state, rah, 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 but I was right there the whole time. And so anyway, no one knew where I lived except for like my immediate family and like close mates and this girl. And so anyway, I actually had my youngest son. So his mother had dropped him off, and so I actually had my youngest son doing a bit of, daddy daycare time. And so I'm actually I've got my son, and then I get a text message on my phone from a number that I didn't know saying, "You are dead. I know where you live. You're fucked," And I was like, straight up sent a message saying, "Who is this?" And anyway, you wouldn't know where I lived. And if you did, you get a big surprise when you got here, I promise you. And so anyway, he then proceeded. My next text message was my exact address in a text message, So was sorry, my dog was going mental. I had to throw something at him so he'd stop. So look out, mate. Look out. And that the message was my address, and I was like, wow. And so I took that seriously straight away. As I said, I had my 3-year-old son with me. So I organised with one of my female friends to come and pick him up, and they did. And then I got I won't say who, but I got someone to come with me, and we went around there, and so like I knew where this guy was because he was like staying in the house what used to be hers, and so I knew where it was, and so anyway I went around there. I'm sitting out the front. So here's my good my good saint on one side, my bad saint on the other side, telling me what to do here. So I literally had a firearm in one hand, and I had two sets of knuckle busters in my other hand, and I'm sitting there thinking, what do I do? And the person that was with me grabbed the gun and said, you don't need to take that, you know? And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. And so, you know, if you are watching this person who we're talking about, think yourself lucky because you were about to get holes put in you that night and you didn't. Um, so anyway, I went around there. I was going to just walk straight in the door and just go in there and do my thing, but I didn't. I knocked on the door. This guy answered and had a knife in his hand, and I was like, "Wow!" And it was a big ass butcher's knife. And so you know, I'm standing there at the front door and I've got my knuckle busters on. And he's like, if you come at me, I'm going to stab you. You know what I mean? And as soon as he said that, I just went at him. Silly idea. I know I've said in previous videos, you know, if someone's got a gun, general consensus is to run at him. If someone's got a knife, run away. You know, this time I didn't. And I just into him like literally. So the person that was with me said that my left uppercuts were lifting this guy's feet off the ground. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but he swears that was true. And so I literally gave this guy that many lefts. He was begging for a right, let me tell you. And I took it very seriously, and I really fucking hurt this guy. And yeah, so anyway, the girl that I was seeing was actually there, and so like this was what was weird, and this is what made it weird. So when he got out, he expected to live in that house as well, and so like she was actually there, and I just pointed straight at her and I said, "You fucking dog! You told him my address, you know?" And she's like, I didn't," and I'm like, "Oh, fucking bullshit, rah rah rah." I'm like, "Anyway, fuck off. You can stay here with this mud anyway." She's like, "But I love you," and I'm like, "Well, come on then, let's go." I'm like, "Get his car keys, take them, we're taking them." And she's like, but his dog's also my dog too. And I'm like, "Yep, take that too, chuck that in the car." Got my mate to jump in the car with her, and I took off in the car by myself. So, you know, moral of the story is, you know, don't go throwing empty threats out at people that you don't know what they're going to do, because like that guy could have quite seriously nearly lost his life that night and doesn't even realize how close he came to losing his life that night. And you know, on the flip side, you lost your girlfriend, your car, and your fucking dog, you know, and for what? Making empty threats that you had absolutely no intention of taking out those threats. You know, you were just testing the waters to see how hard I really was, and the truth was I was 10 times harder than you would have ever been. And I took that very fucking seriously, and I came straight around to rectify that scenario. And you know, I guess my whole point is, you know, you just never ever know what somebody else is capable of. And this is the thing. This is the thing. When we get that entrenched in that life, we think that we're like, I know that I thought that I was the toughest guy around. Like, I thought no one could beat me in a fight. No one was as crazy as me. I was always carrying around a gun, you know. Um, I literally thought that I was the baddest person on the planet, and the thing is, you're not. And that's exactly how people get themselves hurt, because you know, in on the next hand, there's somebody else just like you that's doing pharmaceutical just like you, making a lot of money, thinks he's a gangster just like you, who is quite willing to shoot you in the face just like you, you know. And that's the truth of it. There's always someone bigger, better, stronger, crazier around the corner, and you better believe that that is true. And so for my brothers that are still entrenched in that life, and my sisters that are still entrenched in that life, be careful what you do, and be careful who you threaten, because the most person that you underestimate the most is just as capable as the person you fear the most to do something very, very serious to end your life. It doesn't take uh, a strong person to use a gun, or a strong person to pull a gun out. It doesn't take, and some people find it a lot more easier than other people. And believe me, if you threaten somebody's family, or if you threaten somebody's personal, their existence, or whatever, believe me, people are going to action that, and they're going to come at you. And this is also why I say that life is just so bullshit. You know what I mean? And you having a bit of a flex can ruin your life, and end your life like that. So there's an old adage that says sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Well, let me tell you, I can't tell you how far from the truth that is. Sticks and stones will break your bones, but names will get you killed. And I promise you that is the truth. And people don't understand that name calling will get you killed. And some people take this life very, very seriously, and sometimes a lot more serious than you may take it. And as crazy as you think you are, believe me, there's always somebody out there that is a lot more crazier than you. So, throwing threats out there and stuff like that, just be humble. If you're going to be a G and you're going to still be living in that life, trust me, you will make more money and more connections and network more as a humble person than somebody who is a crazy gangster, And believe me, that is most of the reason why I walked away from that life, because in the end, everyone was a meth dealer, everyone was an ice dealer, everyone was a crack dealer, everyone was a gangster, and that whole life just bred craziness. And I guess I just had enough of really, you know, just being on edge all the time and paranoid, and that life is just a fake life, guys. And believe you me, I have been stabbed 7 times, shot, and I'm still here to tell my story. And a lot of people aren't here to tell their story after being stabbed and shot. And I guess I kind of use that as my fuel to keep wanting to keep going. I have a message that this life, that life is just fake bullshit, and will only end you up one of two places: the funeral home or in prison. And there ain't no other more truth to that I can be more honest about that. It's a fake life that's just going to ruin your life. Stay at home with your kids and family, and be a dad, be a mum. That's what life's about. The meaning of life is family. Well, it is for me anyway, and I know majority of the people out there, that is the meaning of life. So, like I always say, pick up the kids, put the bag down. All right, guys, I've been the Chaos Chronicles. You guys have been absolutely awesome. We out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys, and stay tuned for much more content coming out. Cheers, guys.
I am also the guy who decides if you and your friends walk out of here or not.